Hey, what is up, guys? So I'm finally getting ready to do the big mod list on my Surron. I had a couple other things that I was waiting on from the UK, but I've been waiting for like 6 freaking weeks, and it's just taking forever. And I'm just ready to get these supermoto wheels on and just start ripping up the streets. This might not look like a lot to you guys, but I wasn't really ever planning on modding the Surron, so these are more mods than I was ever planning on doing. Cool thing here that I found is these wheels are actually staggered. This rear one is super thick. It's a 2.15. This front one is a 1.6 thickness, which means even the skinnier front one is thicker than the rear stock wheel. And these also being 17s or smaller, they should be a little stronger. Hopefully these wheels are a lot stronger than the stock ones. Judging by the size, I would say they probably are, which will be awesome because I can't wait to like start doing like little ledges again, going down like little jumps and stuff like that, which I pretty much completely stopped after I bent that rear wheel. But yeah, let's move over here. So first off, I got this upgraded rear spring. This is actually made by D&M. It's a 550-pound rear spring, opposed to the 450 that comes stock on it. Now I was pretty happy with the rear spring. It is much stiffer than the forks, but D&M actually makes this spring. They don't make upgraded springs for this, and according to them, there's no aftermarket springs that'll work in this or anything. And I was able to get this super, super cheap on eBay, so I just went for it because with my weight, I probably do need an upgraded spring on this. But one thing you don't see here, I can't just upgrade the rear spring to stiffer and then not touch the forks. It would be so imbalanced. So basically my plan is to take this off, and I'm just gonna go old school with it, the way they used to do it in the 80s and 90s on dirt bikes. I'm just gonna put a spacer in the springs here. I'm gonna show you guys a little bit maybe. People use copper, lead pipes, all kinds of stuff. My plan is to go PVC, because hopefully if anything goes wrong with the PVC, it's not gonna hurt the aluminum here. Worst case scenario, I'll have little pieces of PVC in the cartridge. I'll be able to take that out, clean it, re-grease it and everything. There are little RockShox tokens that you can put on the air side, but I really want to take that apart. I've never seen the cartridge on the air side actually taken apart, even in the disassembly videos. So I want to take that apart and really see if I can actually put the tokens in there, if it's the right size and everything, it'll work out. And basically what that would do is when you compress it, it should reduce the volume in there in the air side. So when you compress it, it should ramp up the pressure much quicker. So yeah. And I do have a plan B to that. If that doesn't end up working, I might end up trying like a yellow Fox 40 spring or a RockShox or something. But I really want to take this apart and measure it, make sure everything's good. Those springs are totally different. This uses like three different springs. They're shorter, fatter springs. I'm not sure if the Fox 40 one would even work at all, and I don't really want to waste that money if I can just do a spacer and it'll feel good. So I'm gonna go ahead and try the spacer this time, and I'll make a video about that and everything, and hopefully that works out too. So back to the mods. This actually comes with a 42 tooth sprocket, and I'm actually gonna put a 52 on here. 10 teeth bigger, not too bad, which should feel a little bit more like that 58 that I have on the stock wheels. Now, if I live someplace flat like I used to in Arizona, even LA and stuff, it's really flat out there. I might be able to do the 42, maybe the 48, the stock one. But I live in a place that's really, really hilly. All the streets, it's so hilly out here. It's like we're climbing mountains, so definitely need that 52. So that should work out pretty great. And then to go with the 52, I actually got a new chain, an arcade Japanese chain. This is actually red, because I don't know, why the fuck not? Wasn't any more expensive, decided to go red. And finally, these MIG grips, mostly because they were super cheap and I think they look cooler than the stock ones. But yeah, that's my plan for today. I'm gonna have to get these shocks off and go get some parts after I measure. Hopefully I can find some PVC that works. If not, I'm gonna have to look for something else custom, maybe some spacer or some washers or something. I'll probably find something that'll work. So yeah, that's part one. I'm gonna get started here. All right, so these actually come with new front spacers, but not new rear spacers. So don't forget your rear spacers. Go ahead and take them off, clean them all up, then re-grease them, and just slip them on. And these are actually different depending on the side. So make sure you don't get these mixed up. It looks like the bigger one actually goes on the sprocket side. So these bolts are super hardcore in there. They're super crazy tight. They have some sort of white thread locker on there that is pretty much glue. My hardcore 20 volt electric impact could not break these loose for anything, even just laying it on. I basically had to get a extension and just like snap it really fast so that I didn't strip out those holes right there, because they're kind of a lower quality bolt. And then even after I broke them loose, just pulling them out was kind of a pain in the ass. I totally thought these were cross-threaded and I was screwed. They look okay. I'm not sure if I busted out any threads or not. But yeah, you might want to upgrade to some like nice, like American made, like high quality, high tensile strength bolts. For now, right now, I'm going to see if these will go back on. But it looks okay. But yeah, those are a pain in the ass, and you really have to do it really quick in order not to strip anything. Even with the right size, I have like some snap-on socket Allen wrenches, and it felt like it was pretty close to stripping them out. So yeah. All right, so I'm having some issues here with rubbing of the brake line. Basically what I'm going to try and do is I got these really heavy duty zip ties, about as thick as you can possibly get through this little hole without modifying it. And I'm going to try and put this through here, but really loose so that it can still like move around in there, and hopefully that works. If it doesn't, if this ends up breaking or something, I'm going to have to bring this out around the back way, I think, and then maybe move this like back over here, and then it can, I think it'll be far enough away from that. Okay, so this is the actual piece I'm putting into the forks. A little piece of PVC. It says 1/2 inch on it. It was only like 33 cents at Lowe's. It's threaded on the inside, so it's a little thicker, and it has these little nubs on it. So it should cut down on friction, but make sure you also grease it. I've kind of cut it down about 1/16 of an inch. All right, so I finally got this bolt loose on the spring cartridge. It was by far the hardest part of the whole job. I had to end up putting it in this clamp, but then after that, I propped it up and was able to finally get it off. So yeah. All right, I put it all back together and just bounced on it a little bit, and it feels so fucking good, dude. I'm so happy. I can't wait to test this thing out. And don't worry, I'm going to put out a video showing exactly how I did it, so make sure you subscribe because I'm going to put that out. All right, so I finally got the rear shock off here. It looks like in theory you could take off the top one and the bottom bolt, but really you had to take off the middle one first, and they got all kind of put tension on each other, and I could not get it out for the life of me. Even with a 20 volt electric impact, it would not come off. See, right here, you can just kind of like move this little tab off to the side, and that's the part that slips out, and you can get it off that way. And yeah, it's pretty simple once you loosen it all up. All right, guys, so yeah, there it is, the Supermoto now. I'm so fucking happy. The ratio between like the new 550 inch-pound rear spring and with the force with the spacer is so perfect. I got so lucky. It feels so fucking good, dude. I'm so happy I put that spacer in. Oh my god, it's like a new fucking animal, dude. And these Supermoto wheels are sick. It's a little different, you know, going off-road and stuff in them. They're a little slidey. I just slid out in some water and stuff, but on the road they're fucking awesome, and I'm fucking so glad I did all these mods. It's gonna be so sweet. So yeah, if you want to know exactly how I did the spacer and everything, I'll put out a video pretty soon. So stay tuned for that. Make sure you subscribe. I'll put that video out. So yeah, that's it for now. Freaking awesome. Hell yeah.